That's so funny.
Disclaimer, we'd like to note before the start of this interview that the opinions about to be expressed by the guest on tonight's Gettin Salty Experience podcast are that of the guest and do not directly or necessarily reflect the views of the host of the Gettin Salty Experience podcast.
You're listening to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast.
Hello! And away we go. Welcome back. You know, it's the Gettin Salty Experience podcast. I'm going to say this. It's the only one that brings the firehouse kitchen table to you. Go for it. That's fucking brilliant. Brilliant.
Great idea. Great
idea.
It actually says it behind you. It actually says it behind you.
Does it? Where? Right there. Firehouse kitchen table. You know who made that? My boy.
Frankie Suffolk.
Yep.
Frankie.
You know why? Because I think we've been saying that since day one, which is like, I don't know, 5 years ago? But anyway, I digress.
What shirt do you have on there, Kobe?
I got my Met shirt on, my just for Gonzo. This right here, a little Juan
Who is
Soto.
that? Who is that guy?
Who's Juan Soto?
Kunta Kinte.
No, it's not Kunta Kinte. Nope. It's a guy that decided to play for the Mets and maybe not the Yankees. I don't know. I'm just saying, throwing that out there.
He wanted an astronomical amount of money.
How much? $700 million?
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Over $700 million to play
For his life? For the rest of his life?
No.
I don't know. Was it a 10-year contract? 10-year contract? Something like that.
I don't know. Once he left, I was like, who? Who's this?
How could that even be?
That's not to mention, he probably made $300 million already, I would say, in his career. Right.
He speaks English?
Yes, he speaks English.
I don't know how well. He speaks this kind of English. Money. There you go. There's a bill.
Well, God doesn't speak English. We hired him. He barely speaks English. Well, we paid him $700 million. You know what I mean? But anyway, we got a good guest coming on tonight. This guy, I felt chemistry with him already in the beginning. He's a funny guy. Been in a busy place, tell you that much. On the pipe.
Fucking
in the engine, doing it where engine met. Rob Procaccini's a rumor going around that this could be Gonzo's last show.
He's go tonight.
What are you talking about, Gonzo? I'm trying to get rid of Coops. What do you mean?
Gonzo's irreplaceable, right?
Yeah.
What would we do without Pete? I mean, Gonzo. I'm sorry.
Who we going to sell all those plastic knickknacks to all the time?
Yeah.
Gons, what are you going to do with that FDNY patch? What we were talking about in the pre-show?
I'm going to get a gold chain, and it's going to be right here.
Holes in it, bro. Yep.
Hey, where do you work? You know where I work, bro.
You know where I'm at. I'm in the only place to be. Coral Springs.
What? Allegedly. Man.
Where we do it. We're
CS.
heavy.
That's what we like to call it. CS.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let's play some commercials so we can bring a guy in here.
All right. Let's
Kenny D in the place to be. Do it.
He's dying to get in here. Here we go.
Need a new floor for your fire station? Choose an armor-tough interlocking flooring system to cover your aging, stained, cracked concrete or epoxy floor. Around for nearly 20 years and proven to be the best choice in renovating your station floors, covering nearly 600 floors across the country, Armor Tough is proudly made in America and comes with a lifetime warranty with floors that are usually installed in 1 or 2 days, depending on the size of your station, and no disruption in the process to your station's operations. Our system is guaranteed from chipping, cracking, peeling, breaking, or staining. The tiles are stain resistant and impervious to chemicals or volatiles that are used in the fire service. If you damage one tile, you can lift and replace without anyone knowing. And once it's installed, your floor would be easy to clean with just soap and water. It's not only for apparatus rooms. You can install an Armor Tough floor in virtually any room and choose from the hundreds of colors from the Designer Series or, if you like, from the Utility Series floor coverings. Are you in need of gear racks, an extractor, or gear dryers? Install an Armor Tough floor in your apparatus bay and take full advantage of a deep discount, saving you thousands of dollars on any of the Grove products line. Why install a breakable epoxy floor that'll need replacing in 5 to 10 years when you could have a floor that will last a lifetime. The Armor Tough flooring system is half the price of epoxy and will last a lifetime without issue, more importantly. Join the hundreds of career and volunteer departments nationwide who have chosen an Armor Tough interlocking tile floor. Call Vince today for a no-obligation quote at 908-917-7697.
As a matter of fact, somebody just reached out to me asking for Vince's number. Great guy. Floors are amazing. He gives you the logo for free. And I haven't heard anybody complain.
He really
about
is
Vince.
the man.
He's a great guy.
He is a great guy.
Where's my? Oh, that's not what I'm looking for.
Oh, you're off. All right, let me say hello to some guys out there. Pee-wee's out there. Brian K, Truckee 117, Johnny Albanese the Beast. Brian K, we got Pro Caccini, Darren Phillips in there. We got a new person, the XX Delta 29XX. I guess he's a Harlem guy. 59 and 30 Harlem Zoo.
What's going on with the freeze?
Let's go.
Yes, DeFreeze. We got to give a little shout out to Mr. Darren DeFreeze.
Couple prayers for the man. What's going on with him?
Man. They actually didn't say. Actually, I'm sorry. They did say. Someone in the chat said something. His AFib was acting up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, all right.
Well, quick, speedy recovery for our boy. He's always in there. We got QC Beast in there. We got Pee-wee Ayurato, not Laredo, like I thought his name was. Tilly's in there.
Titil.
Patty Hetzel, a whole bunch of people. Artie Werkel's in there.
Got the Delaney in there, too.
We got a Delaney.
Phil Vardy. We got a whole bunch of guys in there.
Yeah,
Our dedicated hard crew is in there, bro.
Luke.
All right.
Luke.
You got a safety tip ready? We want to wait till the end.
Do it. Let's do it and get out of the way.
Okay, here we go.
The First Responders Center for Excellence is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to protecting the lives and livelihoods of first responders. Their education and research initiatives aim to bring greater awareness and understanding to the challenges to the health, safety, and well-being of firefighters, EMS personnel, and other first responders, too. They are an affiliate of the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation.
There you go. Tonight's health and safety tip is, listen, if you have a problem or you suspect to have a problem, if others are telling you have a problem with maybe something like this, you know what a problem is. There's plenty of places that the job offers plenty of opportunities to get help. Quitting anything. It could be gambling. It could be smoking. It could be drinking. Whatever it is, gonzo and crack, anything that you think that
philandering,
you need help in philandering. Yes. I don't know if we can help you with that, but whatever it is, reach out. There's always help available. All the brothers are there for you always. And that's all I got. Let's bring.
Let me just say this quick.
Go.
When I was talking to our guest this past couple of weeks, he actually started his podcast, The Kitchen Table. Basically for or geared towards mental health.
Really?
So, yes, he did. So that'll just be another little nugget that you'll love him about. You know what I mean?
I love about him. Yeah, we're going to have him in. He might be a third. He might be a substitute if I'm out or Louis out from now on. There we go. If Gons is out, no, you can't spin the wheels. There's no substitute for Gons. Or we might have him as a third.
He's got good hair. He's got better hair than me and you, Coobs. That's for sure.
Well, that's not hard, bro. I can get a newborn baby who's got better hair than me. You kidding me, for Christ's sake? Let's bring him in.
I'm going to put an advertisement. I just got a haircut today. I'm going to put an advertisement on my forehead. For God's sakes.
Look at that.
Oh, man. Oh, man. What does that say? Eat at Joe's? What?
Joe Mama's house.
Holy mackerel.
The guy who created the Firehouse kitchen table, bro. Let's get him in here.
Let's do it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm
ready. Are you ready?
All right, coming to the stage, FDNY firefighter Kenny Delaney.
Woo! Kenny Dick. What is that behind you, bro? What is that?
I was feeling a little nervous being on the #1 podcast. Social media.
I was a little,
I got a little nerves going, so I thought I'd get a little more comfortable and put up my sign.
Really?
At the table. So it kind of make me feel like I'm the host and I'm interviewing you guys.
You know what it is, bro? That is so original. I can't tell you. That is amazing.
Isn't it?
You know what?
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Yep.
Bro. You want to go do karate in the garage?
Yep.
Bro, there was a little bit more to it.
Wow.
When I came up with this, first of all, it was at the.
Oh, you came up with it. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, big head.
In the kitchen table, we were talking. I was like, I thought I was a genius. I was like, this is the best name. Everybody will watch it. It'll be great. You know. Then I upload stuff, and there's like 100 kitchen tables, and you guys say the kitchen tables.
Really?
So,
There's a lot of kitchen.
you know.
Well, you know what, Kenny? I took the liberty of let me show you this, so you think that maybe you did come up with, maybe not. It's the one that brings to you the kitchen table, the firehouse kitchen table. You know the one, rough, right? The one that holds the 1,000 stories.
You're muted, you knucklehead. Again.
Did I mute myself?
All right, hold on, and go.
And away we go. Welcome back to the unmuted version of the Gettin Salty Experience podcast. It's the only one. We don't bring only the kitchen table anymore. I'm not saying that anymore, guys. We bring the whole firehouse experience to you, bro. You could be in the Philippines. I don't know. You could be set away we go. We are back, just like Jacob DeGrom is back. We're back at the kitchen table, the firehouse kitchen table, the Gettin Salty Experience podcast, the only one in the whole wide world that brings the firehouse kitchen table to you. Hello! And away we go. Man, we've been gone a while. Welcome back to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast, the one where we take one day off a week now. Thank you. We bring the firehouse kitchen table to you once a week instead of twice. Wow. I don't know where that came from. That's amazing.
You know, I never saw any of those episodes, so I didn't know.
All right, Kenny, I'll step in here. Listen, we got to say the pledge first.
Yes, we do.
All right, sorry.
We ran off the tracks there, but here we
Good,
go.
bro.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh my God, I'm still giggling over here.
Listen, Kenny, we say all the time, man. We could wait to get you on the show. We wish you the best. I'm glad you put it back up, and keep it rolling, man. Don't give up.
Appreciate it. First of all, guys. I mean, I am truly honored and humbled to be on the show. That you guys asked me to do it. You guys have a long line of warrior guys and guys that have who paved the way for guys like me to come on and keep the traditions going and do the right thing around the firehouse. And I learned from a lot of those guys. So I got big shoes to fill. You know, I don't have the experience that those guys, but I got plenty working in Harlem with guys like Nick and those guys and Big Mac and God rest his soul, EJ Tierney and Pat Cleary. So, I mean, for you guys to call on me and bring me, it's really, truly humbling experience. I always considered you guys the senior guys of the Fireman podcast. So I can learn a lot from you.
Listen.
So, if you want me to go watch the pot real quick, I'll do it.
Nah, listen, Kenny, there's something to be said about being the 125th best podcast in the world. You know what I mean?
No. When I started mine, I was number 7 in Sweden for mental health podcast.
Moving up, babe.
Right.
Moving on up.
He's moving on up.
I
can tell Kenny's one of us, bro. I can tell already. He fits right in.
Thank you again, guys. I'm really, truly humbled, and I'm looking. Hopefully, I can make you guys laugh, make the audience laugh, and
how about maybe we do something in trade, and maybe we have you on a few times, and maybe you send me that neon sign back there. I don't know. Maybe we
local pickup only.
Lou,
the Warwick guy. He's a Warwick guy. Nice.
Yeah.
God.
You know what? We'll talk about the podcast a little bit. Let's dive into Kenny's career because he's had a very diverse career, man. Not only in the FDNY, but the guy's been doing it all over the park. So
when you're retired, did you bring those bricks with you? Somebody wants to know if you took them from 59 engine or 30 truck. Mr. Brown.
Don't tell nobody. Don't say
nothing. Allegedly. I'm sorry, Coops. Go ahead.
No. They wouldn't know they were gone anyway if I took
He was in the Navy. He knows a slip of a lip will sink a ship. You know what I mean?
Whoa, that's right, Ruffy. Good for you pulling that one out of you.
Loose lips?
Absolutely. Oh, Ruff. Gonzo. Let's go back to roots here. What's the old school? What's that old school tip of the day? What's the word of the day?
The word of the day. Hold on.
We're going back.
We're going back.
Did you get it ready?
No, I have other
We
things.
haven't done it in a while.
We haven't done it in a while. Shit,
Not since Big Mac.
Holy Christ! He put him on the spot.
No,
He
that
had
was the
it
last.
before.
I know.
did.
I have this.
The word of the day
is
doesn't get
Harlem.
Harlem.
I was looking for the damn
Where's the
music.
horn? Harlem. Where's the horn? Harlem. Holy Christ!
There it is. We have the other one. Sorry, I had to make up for that.
Word of the day. There you go. We're going back.
So I'm also that also makes me feel good because when you guys had Big Jim McCluskey on the show, I believe the word of the day was
Harlem.
Harlem.
Oh, Harlem.
Harlem. Oh, I'm gonna have piss in 10 minutes because I got to drink all water this whole time. Yeah.
Actually, you're born in Park Slope, Brooklyn. I couldn't tell, actually, really, from the Windsor Terrace, Brooklyn in 1973. What was it like back in the day, man, Brooklyn? It was a nice area over there.
You know, back in the day, Park Slope, was still kind of a middle class, lower middle class area. It was a great, great neighborhood. Everybody was a city worker. Mm-hmm. Everybody's father was a sanitation, fireman, cop, you name it. So they all told us in our group, you got to take every test. You got to be this. You got to be that. So we all tried to follow in their footsteps. And the guys in Park Slope, all the guys that I grew up with, they're truly the guys and the girls, my crew, our friends that kind of helped me build my character and kind of who I am. As you see, I'm talking with my hands and they're really truly who kind of started shaping me into the person that I am still yet to be. Still growing as a person every day.
Kenny, did you live in Brownstone?
No, we didn't live in. We lived on. I grew up in a small tenement on 12th Street. I was born on 12th Street. Moved to a brownstone type building. It's not a brownstone. They were connected, but they weren't brownstones. But they were kind of had the same layout. So if you look at them, you look at a brownstone, you know what a brownstone looks like. It's a long stoop, brown freaking building. Mine was not. The stoop wasn't that long, but it still had the dead man's room above the front door. Still kind of the same layout, but it wasn't technically a brownstone.
Right. We have those. There's those in Queens, like Ridgewood Roofie. There's a bunch of those.
Yeah.
So did you play stickball when you were a kid, bro?
We played stickball, sponge ball. We played, kill the quarterback, but we didn't play that.
Johnny on the pony.
Johnny on the pony. We played buck. We played Skelsies. We played manhunt.
Skelsies.
Yep. We played manhunt was our favorite.
Manhunt. When it got dark, manhunt.
Manhunt or Coco Livio, whatever you want to call it. But the greatest thing about my neighborhood was the togetherness at the keg parties in Suicide Hill, in Prospect Park.
Nice. Who's first due over there? 114? Tally ho?
First due to Farrell's 220 engine, my first company.
What?
Yep. Had a shirt and everything. Said it. First due to Farrell's.
First due to Farrell's. That's where you went. Isn't that where you went when you? No. When you went to sign up for Pudgy Walsh. What was that?
Pudgy Walsh's. His thing was over in Floyd Bennett Field. He had his
right, but where you went to a bar to sign up for it. I forget where it was. I don't know.
I think that might have been it, Coop.
Farrell's, maybe? Yeah.
Might have been it.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for it there. When he was doing his thing, I was we'll get into this, but I was a U.S. Park policeman on Floyd Bennett Field, and I just kind of drove over there and I talked to him, and he was like, "You passed the test. Come on, once a week, whatever you want to do, just come on when you want." So
what? Anybody in your and what did your father do? You have any brothers, or what family do that got you into that?
Nobody in my family was a fireman or a cop. My father worked my father was in the Navy. He did 4 years active, then he did like 22 years reserve. So then he was a Park Service worker. He was a forester for the Park Service in Prospect Park. He cut down trees.
Oh shit!
But he worked for the city. Yeah.
Right in the neighborhood.
Right in the neighborhood.
What did he do in the Navy?
He was a boatswain's mate in the Navy. Yep. Made first class, and then he got out.
On the ship? What kind of ship was he on?
He was on the USS Wasp. No, the Wyandotte. He was on the Wyandotte, I think it was called.
Without papers.
He went across the Antarctic. That's when men were men. That's when men really, you know.
We don't have any men left.
No.
We don't have too many men.
Yeah. My old man was on an aircraft carrier, the Bennington.
Wow, nice. Do you know which one?
The SS Bennington.
Bennington, right?
Yeah,
nice.
Decommissioned now, but I
yeah,
have a shirt with it.
nice.
All right, so you get what was let's go back. What was high school like? Were you a good student? You fucking around? What are you doing?
My first 2 years of high school, I went to LaSalle Academy, Lower Manhattan, second.
Oh, that's where Roofie's cousins went.
Oh yeah,
My cousin went.
It
All
was-
from Greenpoint.
You know, back in the late '80s, you know, the lower east side of Manhattan was still a shithole. You know, it was crack
area, baby.
Crack area like crazy. The Hells Angels had the whole block around the corner on 3rd Street. So taking the train to LaSalle was, you know, you kind of, but you're taking your life into your hands. But, you know, back then it was, you didn't worry about it. You just kind of just did what you had to do. That's just how the city was. So I did my first 2 years in LaSalle. And then I transferred back to the neighborhood in Bishop Ford, finished up my time there because LaSalle was an all-boys school. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. Let's go get some.
Want a little bit of the Tukey.
Yeah, yeah. But back in the neighborhood with all my friends, so it was.
Right.
I liked it a lot better in Bishop Ford.
Good Catholic school boy. Like
Good
me
Catholic
and
boy, my
like
whole
me and
life.
Ruffy.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Yeah. All right. So you graduate high school. What do? It looks like you went to right into the Navy, or
Right into the Navy. As friends were going to college.
Boom.
Boom.
wow! Look at that guy.
Woo! Wow, look at that guy.
How old are you there, bro?
17 years old. I was
17.
17. Yep. My mom and dad had to sign me over.
The high school ring and everything. The high school ring. Is that the
Yeah,
high
I
school
see the
ring?
ring, actually. Yeah.
I don't know. It might be. It might
The
be.
black onyx, you know, is what's on the could be on the pinky.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in Park Slope, you know when you're drinking. Is your mother Italian, bro?
No, nobody in my family time. I'm American, first of all.
Of
and then
course.
Irish and Polish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Irish and Polish. Yeah,
Irish and
Delaney, I
Polish.
guess, right?
Yeah.
Polish princess. We got a
Look at
couple
that.
more here. Let me just while
Wow.
you're on the Navy kick before we run off.
Who was that on the left? An Asian guy?
So that's a very good friend of mine. I still speak to him on occasion. His name is Anthony Shackner. He is from Tennessee. He went to a submarine up in Connecticut, and I still think he lives in Tennessee. But I still hit him up from time to time. Yeah.
Who, the guy on the left?
The other guy is the white guy is Jason Rivers. He was from Camden, New Jersey. After boot camp. Yeah, after boot camp, I never saw him again.
Yeah, but the guy with the glasses, is he he's Asian dude?
I believe he might have some Filipino.
Oh, shit, he said it, bingo.
There he is.
I could be wrong, and he'll probably hit me up later on and be like, dude, come on.
He looks like one of my kind. My old lady.
It's like, dude, you know me 35 years and you don't know what I am.
Yeah,
One of the nicest guys you're ever gonna meet, man. He's great dude. Oh, look at that.
That's an 80s stash.
Who's that? The rear, is that the rear admiral?
That was the captain, and I think I can't remember his name, but he was
He didn't look too happy giving you that. Whatever it is, he's like, God, let me get this guy out of here.
Nah, he was probably waiting to get a drink. He was drunk.
Yeah,
Oh,
looks
that
like he
he's
wants
giving him.
beer.
It looks
Yeah,
like
he
the
wanted
dead
a beer.
fish handshake he's giving.
Yeah,
him. Like, dude,
Yeah, he had 100 years on. He just wanted to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
So you know,
What were you doing in the Navy?
I was a hull maintenance technician. I was a welder. The proper term is called turd chaser. So I was like the plumber of the Navy.
He was a turd chaser.
I was a turd chaser. Yeah.
What kind of boat? Were you on any kind of boat? Or one?
I got after my A school. My A school was welding school, which is in Philadelphia. Boot camp was in Great Lakes, Chicago. Went to engineering school right after boot camp in Chicago. Jumped right to A school, which is my welding school in Philadelphia, and they sent me right to a floating dry dock where instead of going out to sea, I went up and down in the sea and pulled ships in and welded on the ships, whatever we could. So
where was that?
So it was technically considered neutral duty. I wasn't going out to sea.
You said duty.
Duty.
Neutral. Where were you though? What state?
Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk,
All
Virginia.
right.
Yeah. That's where I was.
That's some good
Rest of
skills
my
to learn though while you're in the service, bro. Good skills to pick up, right?
It was good. It got me a job after the Navy for a year or so before I got on my other job.
Which is, let me check this out, which was the United States Park Police from 96 to 02. So you did some time there, bro.
Yes, I did about 6 years or so. Oh, there. Look at that young guy. Look at that. And the guy I'm standing next to is actually a lieutenant.
That's you on the right?
Yeah, look how short I am,
I
bro.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
the hat.
You look like,
He's
I swear
8
to God, you look like you just snuck across the border or something.
Dude, you look like a baby, for God's sake.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's me, man. It's I'm not I don't know if anybody told you, but I'm not the tallest guy walking around. So
There's you. I mean, crying out loud. I'm 5'6".
well, that's being taller than me isn't that hard to do. So I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what my kids say. Dad, I'm almost as tall as you. I'm like, yeah, shoot for higher than that, bro. Please don't use me as your barometer, please.
You know what though? Here's the thing about that. Like I feel like that's just part of me. That's part of what makes me me. It makes me unique. Being that small and having this energy. And if I was what 5'9", 5'10", I'd just be ordinary like everybody the fuck else. So I feel like people see me like
Kenny, don't fuck with the short guys, bro. I'll tell you right now, don't fuck with the short guys. We got a lot to prove.
I'm a little teddy bear, man.
I got the small man. I got the Napoleonic complex. So
I was trying to get past it, but it wasn't working.
What? Do it.
No, what do you got? I was just trying to distract you. That's all it was. We were trying to get off the short jokes. It's all right. It's all good.
All right.
Well,
bro, I was in 59 engine. Ain't nothing you say is gonna bother me.
Oh no, not me. But wow. While we're on the PD, I was just
look at that guy.
Is that you in the tank top?
Lost some weight. Oh, funny thing is that actually looks like Keith Nicoliello in the tank top.
He's in good shape now, though. That pump.
That he was always in great shape. Always kept himself tip top. Still in great shape. That guy.
Yeah, he looks like a movie star there. You see that guy? Put that one back. Look at that. Wow, look at that guy.
There's a couple more I saw from the emails when he's in the FD. I don't know if he sees the camera and he does, the profile turn.
He's doing the profile.
He's always on his best side. He's always
like
on
that. Is that Park? That looks like me walking regular.
That's a yeehaw sticking in your grandma.
Yeehaw sticking in your grandma.
Where was that?
That was the horse-mounted unit office in the Park Police. One of my best friends. He was actually my partner for a long time. Rob O'Brien. He got on the horse-mounted unit, and it was an office in Staten Island. So on midnight tours, we'd go over there and just before we go on patrol and just hoot and holler and have a great time. And that's just me being a knucklehead.
So you stayed there for a while, though, man. Did you like the job? Where were you assigned?
After our academy was in Glenn County, Georgia, in the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, FLETC for short. So we did about 6 months down there, 5 or 6 months down there. Go up to D.C., do a couple months in D.C., a little bit of training here and there, and then I get assigned to the New York field office, which was Gateway National Recreation Area, run by, that's Floyd Bennett Field, the Statue of Liberty, Point, Rockaways, Great Hills Park in Staten Island, a couple other small places.
It's not a bad gig, huh?
No, it was great. Federal job, we had city authority and we had federal authority. So when we were going from one park to another, one federal property to another, if somebody cuts you off or they're speeding, we had full authority to pull them over, write them tickets. If we had to make an arrest, we did that.
So I love that.
It was a really good job. Really good. Learning experience. A lot of great people on that job. So it really, really, means a lot to me. I went through a lot in the beginning on that job. So that job definitely holds a big place in my heart.
So why did you leave there? You went to Air Marshal.
So I'm still in the Park Police when 9/11 happens, and we all know how everybody felt on 9/11. And being a United States Park Policeman, I just didn't feel like I was doing enough. I just felt like I needed to do more. I wanted to help out. I wanted to be in the front lines. I wanted to I did my time in the military. I was already kind of past that. I was waiting for the fire department. So they opened up the Air Marshal service. Pretty much, you had law enforcement experience. You had military experience. All you had to do was pass a quick background check, a psychological, go through the academy and stuff, and then they'll put you right on a plane. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a shot. I feel like I'm helping. I feel like I'm doing a service to the country and helping protect civilians or whatever from another terrorist attack. And
so they didn't have Air Marshals prior to that? There was no such thing?
So no, there were Air Marshals. So back in, I want to say it was the 80s when there were a lot of hijackings going on, and they were flying planes to like fucking Greece or Iran or whatever they were. They built up the Air Marshals back then, but after a while nothing happened, so they started downsizing, as the government does. They downsize, and I believe when 9/11 happened, I could be wrong, there were about 50 active Air Marshals, and they weren't doing like your California and back flight. They were doing like 6 guys on a plane going Southeast Asia and doing all sorts of, tours. But when 9/11 happens, they just opened it up and kind of put as many people on flights as they could that had experience. And after a while, they started kind of weaning down, trimming the fat off. You'd go to a second academy. My first academy was in Atlantic City. It was only about a week and a half because I had law enforcement experience. You got to pass a firearms qualification, a couple tests, blah, 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 and they get you out on a plane. But then a year later, you go to the real academy, which was, I'm not going to say where it was because I don't know what kind of, top secret shit they got going on. But you do that for like a month and a half. And they really it got really, really difficult. And they start cutting people out. But by the time I went there, I was already on the fire department.
Right. But when you get on a plane, not even the stewardesses know who the air marshal is, right?
I don't know how it is now, but when we got on a flight, we had to brief the crew.
Oh, okay.
So the flight attendants and the pilots knew who we were. They actually gave you like a little card. You're like, "Hello, my name is Air Marshal Kenny Delaney."
Oh boy.
And this, and this. But sometimes you tell them kind of beforehand, and they would meet you like before you get on, because you just didn't want it was an undercover job, and you just didn't want to make yourself noticeable. So, but you were supposed to brief the crew. Right. Yeah.
So you would sit anywhere though amongst the passengers and just
sit amongst the passengers. My main focus was protecting the flight deck. If something happens, you get a position of dominance in the flight deck and get that plane on the ground. Hopefully the pilots get that plane on the ground as quickly as they can. Something's going on in the back of the plane. Maybe your partner will handle it, or somebody, hopefully the civilians will step up, especially after 9/11. People are very aware at that time. Our job was to protect that flight.
So there was 2 of you on every flight?
At least.
Right.
Stop! He's giving out top secret information.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want them knocking on my door. I don't want somebody coming knocking on my door.
Not really at liberty to say if there was, 2 or more, maybe, But there was always at least 2 of us. Always at least 2 of us.
So when I'm just fucking around. But so when you first get on, right after 9/11, like as soon as the guy walks in with a towel on his head, you're like, "Yep, all right, I'm gonna watch that guy. I'm gonna take a look at that guy. I'm gonna watch this guy." Right.
Funny thing is, we would have at the time we had Blackberries. And they would hit us up on the plane if something happened. Only one time we were on the plane. Me and me and my partners got a text that there was a guy on a watch list on our flight.
Really?
Yup. Flying back into Newark. So me and him, we get in contact. We find out where the guy's sitting. We keep an eye on him. We land in Newark. We get off the plane. Port Authority met him at the gate. Took him behind the door. Never seen him again. Went home. See you. Good night.
So needless to say, you're not watching any movies or eating any pretzels. You're keeping your eyes on that guy, right?
There is no sleeping on the federal air marshals.
Delaney's like this. Like Delaney!
One of the hardest things in the world was to stay awake on a freaking 8-hour flight.
Oh, man.
Bro, you have to get up. You're washing your face. You're drinking
coffee.
Bro, I read a book of flight when I was on that. I was just reading, watching movies, reading. But it was I saw a lot of great places in this country. I went to a lot of places. It was really cool. Learned a lot. Got trained by some heavy duty guys back in the academy that everybody was on the same page. Everybody wanted to do the right thing. You guys remember how the country was back then.
Yeah, man.
We were all together. We all just wanted to just do the right thing. And that was part, we all did. And so did I.
Yeah, good thing you weren't on a flight to the Philippines 21 hours, bro. You would be putting toothpicks in your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Something like that. I bet if there's something like that, there's guys probably going, all right, you take 10, you take 15. I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah. All right, so when did you go?
I wanted to because you mentioned 9/11 pretty quickly. I didn't get to them, but we got a few pictures I wanted to share really quick.
Do it.
I wanted to just touch on them. You had.
I'm the short guy.
Yeah.
No, come on. Where is that?
I can't remember exactly. That's me and my partner Rob O'Brien, and that was in a couple days after the towers came down. We're just trying to get on bucket brigades and help out and just lend a hand. That's all I did. Just showed up and just wanted to help out whatever I could. I don't remember.
People would look at this photo and they would make comments about the orbs in the pictures.
Ooh, that was they probably would. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Huh.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Is that
Oh,
you,
man,
the
that
shortest
brings-
guy here, or the lady? Which one are you? I'm sorry, the guy in the blue helmet.
No, I'm the guy in the white helmet closest to the.
Oh,
No.
okay, toast as well. Yeah,
It says
okay.
park
Yeah.
police, bruh.
Okay,
Well,
one
that
more.
was a contingency of park policeman right there.
Okay,
Doing
Pepsi.
your yeah, bro.
sorry, and you gotta.
So that picture there is National Park Service property. That's Federal Hall. It's right across the street from Wall Street. I don't know if you guys know that. That's where George Washington took his oath of office. That's owned by National Park Service, the government, Department of Interior, and that's our property. So when 9/11 happened, they automatically stationed officers at that, to protect the Federal Hall.
Ah, okay, that's interesting. All right, that was it. Just want to make sure I don't want to miss them and come back to them
I
later.
used to eat
All right, so
lunch
what-
on those guys.
Yeah, back when you were doing it,
Yeah, on Wall Street.
you were doing the Wall Street gig, bro. You were
Mhm.
doing
It was a rookie number. It was a rookie
That
number.
was the rookie numbers.
yeah,
3 times.
those were rookie numbers. All right, so when did you take the fire department test? Then you had an interest in being a fireman, or what? What made
I
you
wanted
want
to be a
fireman?
fireman my whole life. My
Why?
whole life. So back in Park Slope, Windsor Terrace, never forget, for life.
Windsor Terrace in the house.
For life. I grew up on 8th Avenue between Windsor and Prospect. 2 blocks over was 17th Street and 18th Street, and then you got to the Prospect Expressway. So on 18th Street and 8th Avenue, there was a factory, a 3-story factory. It was like where people send the dry cleaners send their clothes to actually get dry cleaned.
Oh, here we go. Ooh,
So-
no good.
So every day, you didn't think none of you see the clothes coming down on the zip line every day. That was just what it was. One day I was a kid. I couldn't have been 8 years old, maybe 9 years old. I can't remember exactly. You smell the smoke, you hear the sirens. And back in the 80s, in the late 70s, early 80s, that was a normal occurrence, right? You just hear them. That was the Warriors. That was part of the Warriors. And the guys were just superheroes to us. And sure enough, there was a fire in that factory. Top floor, ripping out the fucking, I come out on my stoop and I look over and the rigs are pulling up and the truck's putting the stick up. It was probably 220 engine. It was probably 240 engine. It was probably 131 truck and 122 truck. And the guys are going to work. So I run right over there and I'm in awe of seeing these guys doing their thing. It looks like chaos to a civilian, right? Guys stretching lines, guys getting their hose. You hear the saws going, you see the stick going up. It was just, to me, it was everything. And I got this feeling. I was like, I want to fucking do that, man. That's what I want to do. Holy shit. I've always had this, I need to keep moving. I need this adrenaline. And that gave me that. And I said, I got to do that. That was way before I knew anything about the fire department. I just saw fire. And I said, I want to fucking go do what those guys
They had
do.
you at hello, bro.
They had me at hello. The fire went out, the water's coming out the window. I was like, holy, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. So that's what made me want to be.
When did you take the test?
I took the test in 1999.
Okay, and now you've gone through 2 jobs before, and then the job calls you when you're a park police.
The job called me when I got on the
Air,
Air Marshal.
Air Marshal, right?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it was right after 9/11.
Right.
I believe there was a test. I was in the service. I believe there was a test in, I want to say it was 95 or 94. I can't remember, but I know I was away and I missed the test. So
I took it in 92.
92, maybe that was
92
was there
had
one
to be.
after
That's
that?
when I took it. Yeah.
Was there one after that? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Anyway, you guys know how long it took to get on the job or another test to come out. So I missed that test. I was in the service, whenever it was. I get out and now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take the fire department test when it comes out. Yeah, I'll collect cobwebs before the next test comes out. I gotta do something. So I get on the park police. I took the park police test. I took NYPD, Nassau, Suffolk, sanitation. I didn't take corrections. No offense to any corrections guys out there, but I don't think I would do well in prison. So
Oh, thanks.
It's not for me.
those guys are something else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I didn't take
those
that
guys
one.
are something else. Is right, man.
Yeah. So I know a guy who's correction. He was Marines, corrections, fire department. Big Mickey Riley, if he's listening, he lives up here with us. Great dude.
Only Irish guys. You hang out with anybody else? So what the hell, bro?
Well, I hang out with lots of people.
Oh,
No
you do.
Gambinos.
For those.
Oh, forget about it.
Franos.
Forget about it. Go to cheese. Come
Forget
on.
about it.
Hey,
Paisans. Hey, Pat Lee's happy that we got another Irishman on. So
Yeah, he is. He was
as far back as I can remember. I always wanted to be a gangster.
far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a fireman.
I relate that movie to a lot of things in the fire department.
Oh, come on, man.
All right.
We know.
So, but 1999 is when I was able to take the next test, and I did. I got 100 on the written with my city points and veterans points. I was like 110, and then I got 100 on or 99 or 98 on the physical, and I ended up being like 3,000 on the list. So it was like, all right, I know I'm gonna get hired sooner or later.
Right.
Just bide my time,
So where'd you get the call?
I got the call. I got on the Air Marshals in 2002, and it was pretty much the first couple weeks I was on the Air Marshals. My background investigator called me. He was like, "Start getting your shit together. We want to get you in the next class or whatever it is." I was like, "All right, cool." So, but I don't remember the guy's name, but my background investigator fucking sucked. He dropped the ball. He had me doing this, that, and the other thing. I was like, bro, I held the top secret security clearance for the federal government. This background investigation is the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. What are you doing? Who are you talking to that you're holding this up? I missed a class or two because of the background investigator. But maybe that was meant to be. Who knows?
Yeah, right. You never know, man. Where you
Maybe
would have
they
went.
interviewed one of your ex-girlfriends. I don't know. Maybe I don't know who they were talking to. Maybe
I don't know. I thought I have a pretty good rapport with all of them. I was a nice guy.
All right. So where were you when you got the call? You were in the next class.
Well, I was in Staten Island in my sister and brother-in-law's. God rest his soul. Died of 9/11 cancer. Lieutenant Ray Buzzo, best guy I ever knew. Anyway, they bought a house in Staten Island. I lived in the mother-in-law house. The
mother-in-law suite. Yeah.
I was getting ready to go to work. Actually, I was getting ready to go on a flight, and they called me, and I was like, "Do I want the job? What are you kidding me? Of course, yes. Start it right now. Let's go."
Yeah.
And
Patty, do you have wooden balls? You're like, yeah, bro, I want that job.
I actually went, yes, I love it. Yes, so it was just such a great feeling because when I took the physical, this is something I wanted my whole life, as most firemen do. It's a calling. You see that fire, and that's all you want to do. Like it's just like I got to do that. But when I took the physical, I studied with Pudgy Walsh. He had me coming and doing all the stuff. So I take the physical, and I'm expecting 6'5", big burly mustache fireman to be like, "Yeah, let's go, Kenny, let's go, come on, put the pack on, do it." I had some 90-year-old proctor woman, like, "Okay, you can come here." And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was blooming. So when I was doing the hose pull, I'll never forget that. I was doing a hose pull, and I must have been like off to the side or like 10 feet away. And halfway through, she goes, "Oh, you could stand over here in the middle of it." So I fucking run back and I do it. It cost me like a point or two. So I was like, "Oh fuck, man!" I came out of there and I was so emotional. I was like, I'm never getting this job. I know how hard it is to get this job. I'm never gonna get it. I'm never gonna get the call because I fucked up 2 seconds worth of a hose pull. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is all I wanted in my life. What am I gonna do now?
So you went up and you punched her right in the mush. No.
No, I didn't do that.
All right.
No. She actually kicked me in the ass because I was standing in one spot and made me move over to the other.
Little did she know that you one day be in Harlem.
He ain't no Pete. Mike. He ain't no Pete.
I don't know if he was ready for that one.
He's on it, bro.
It just took me a second to find the damn. I have 10 pages of sound effects, so and we haven't used it in a while. So I had to go look for it. Shit, where is it?
All right, so you get the call. You go into Proby school. Give me some names. Who were you with in Proby school? Who was teaching you there? Who were some of the guys in Proby school?
Donnie. I remember Donnie Wunderlich was like the man. Donnie Wunderlich was our head company commander or drill instructor, whatever you want to call him. And that guy was so fucking inspiring to me. Just high energy, just rah, like military guy. Like, I don't even know if he was in the military, but just the way he presented himself and how he yelled and how his confidence and how, like, I was like, I will take me with you into fucking hell, bro. I will come with you. Like seriously, like he was one of those guys, and I was like, that's the guy that I want to be.
Was he the guy that gave that speech, Roof? Yeah.
No,
yes,
that was
Crazy
Pete. That was Crazy Pete.
Oh, all right.
On the he was shirtless on the like on the roof giving a speech.
No, one day you will be old. You will be.
That's Crazy Pete.
Slow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
I made up a cadence about Crazy Pete in the academy too.
Was he there when you were there, Crazy Pete?
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was.
He was there.
What about Sacamano? Chief Sacamano, was he down there? Or he was gone?
He wasn't there.
No,
he was gone.
I can't remember.
I'll step on your cock. That's all he used to say. I'll step on your cock.
Who was there? I can't remember the lieutenant's name. I have such a bad memory with shit like that. I was just trying to get. I was a squad leader. They made me a squad leader.
Military guy, of course.
My buddy goes. My buddy who's in that picture, the Park Police picture. He was in the class before me, and he goes, bro, with your background, they're gonna want you to be a squad leader. He goes, don't do it. Don't fucking volunteer. Don't do it. I go, all right, okay. I'm nervous. I don't know what the fuck to do.
Can't find it.
So they called everybody with military and law enforcement experience in a room, right? And he goes, and Donnie Wonderlick is like, they got us all lined up, and he goes, any of you fucking guys don't want to be a fucking squad leader, step forward right now. So I look to my right and I look to my left, and I go to, and I'm thinking of what my buddy said, and I go to take a step out, and I go, you know what? I'm going to fucking keep my mouth shut and step back. And one guy steps forward, and they fucking annihilated this guy. They just for the rest of Proby school. Every time he did something, they were like, this is the guy that didn't want to step up and be a leader. This is the guy that's
This is the shit bag.
This is the bag.
I was going to say, that's some bad advice, Kenny. I don't know. Would you give somebody that advice now? You wouldn't give somebody that advice.
I don't know. I don't know if
maybe he was fucking with you.
I think he was fucking with me. Yeah. But I thank God. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth.
Wait.
Thank God.
All right, so you become a squad leader. Yeah. Usually they let the squad leaders pick where they want to go. No,
bro. I had a pick list, and I knew the only thing I knew about the fire department was that I wanted to fight fires. I didn't know what was busy, what wasn't busy, where was where. I thought everybody was. I grew up in a time where there was fires everywhere.
Right.
Didn't know any better. So I got the pick list, and I picked. My first pick was more of a sentimental pick because my best friend's dad died line of duty in 1974. His name was Fabian Echeverrieta. He died on a roof in Park Slope, coincidentally. And he was 109 truck, but they were relocated coincidentally, I think, to 122 truck, but I'm not sure. They caught I think it was a third alarm, but he was on the roof, died on the roof, line of duty. So one of my first pick, I wanted to go to an engine. To me, engine work, I wanted to learn the engine, transfer to a truck, maybe make lieutenant, and just do the natural progression of the job. But the engine work to me was, so I picked all engines. And 241 engine, I believe it was 241, I think it was, yeah. And that was my first pick. And then everything else was like, 255, 290, all really
90. I never heard 290. There's a
90.
290. Never heard 290.
290 was busy. But again, what did I know? I was still living in Brooklyn at the time.
Right.
So my last pick was like, all right, you know what? Park Slope, 220. I'll fucking go to Park Slope. Boom. They sent me right to Park Slope.
There you go.
Yeah. But you know what was great about Park Slope? I knew that neighborhood. First of all, the guys were fucking awesome. I mean, really, really together house. The guys really looked out for really, really close. The house is immaculate. Just like I felt as soon as I got there, I felt like all right, this is our Proby. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna teach you. We're gonna teach you right. Like I really felt great going into that house. So, but that was and being in Park Slope, I knew that neighborhood like the back of my hand. So anyway we went, my size up was, it's a brownstone. I know this place. I know the address right away. I kind of know what building it's gonna be. I kind of know where the hydrants are. So it was really, really good.
Right. 03 guns.
Okay. Ron Z was asking. So
yeah, maybe he was down in Proby school at that time. Ronnie.
That's a pretty cool firehouse, Coobs. If you ever seen it, it has two different firehouses.
Well, Gonzo's going to pull it up. 220.
I'm working on it right now.
Who are they with? Who are they with?
122 truck.
Oh, isn't that where little guy was?
And Donnie Campbell.
I was in Proby school with Anthony. Me and Anthony got assigned to 220 engine together.
Come on. This
Yeah.
guy?
So you could have been
Anthony Galtieri?
Anthony Galtieri, my fucking boy. That's my boy.
On.
Forget about it.
Kenny,
Forget about it.
Kenny, let me tell you something, Kenny.
Yeah.
This house, my grandfather was in this house. He was telling me that his grandfather was, right?
I swear on my niece's eyes, Kenny. I swear.
No, that's Frankie. That's Frankie DeCesar.
I swear to God, Kenny, when my grandfather was here, I'm going to be great. It's going to be good. I got you. Don't worry. But his grandfather was assigned to that house. So I was like, I'm fucked. I go, his family was there. I'm fucked. I'm the new Proby. Everything's going to be on me. So, but Anthony's a great dude.
He had to take all the pressure right off of you.
He was your lightning rod, bro. He was your lightning rod.
I mean, he had to take the pressure right off of you, bro.
Yeah. I'm thinking, that I'm going to be the guy that they're on because he's a legacy or whatever, or
there's no way.
And it turns out, they were just on him fucking.
Of course. How could you not?
There it is.
Yeah, so
wow. It's two separate firehouses.
It was
slim pickings. There was a couple of pictures, but I can't. It's not.
It's a great block too.
Oh, 11th Street was a great block. It was a little small. It was tough to respond to get out.
Right.
But it's a tight block. But that house was split. I want to say they opened both houses up 5 to 7 years before I got there. So you used to have to fucking take a detail and go out of the house.
Go around
the other one.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dude, Donnie,
put that back up, Guns. Which one?
Donnie Campbell
was
my favorite guy. Donnie was one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, he's in Rescue 5 now, right? I think.
Yes, yeah. I believe last time I talked to him, he came on. I want to say it was the class after me or two. Great dude, man. Love Donnie. Haven't seen him in a long time, but being there together, he was such a great guy. Great fireman. Really into the job. Just one of us. Really good dude. Really good.
Did the truck pull out of one and the engine pull out of the other? Because what are the cars doing in front of the other gate? They have the other door.
Maybe the truck was relocated. No, the engine pulled out of the engine quarters and the truck pulled out of the truck quarters.
So the truck quarters on the left and the engine quarters are on the right?
In this picture, yes, that I'm looking at. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I tried to pull up a little bit closer.
That is cool, man. That's really cool.
You wouldn't even know, if you were walking down the street, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know it. The block is so quaint.
Wow, that's so unique, man. I love that.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. House is immaculate.
I told you the story when I just must have missed Kenny when he got there because I covered a vacation there when I got promoted in June of 2002. But I was already out of there in December. But that was one of the places, Coos, where I worked where I went in there and now it's dinner time and the guys are like, all right, yeah, it's $10, for the meal, pay up. So I go to look for my wallet and I'm like, holy shit, man, I forgot my wallet home. You know what I mean? I'm a covering lieutenant. I was sweating. Did I ever tell you the story?
You guys are like, this fucking blowjob can't pay for the meal.
I was
fucking
sweating. But this is the thing. They let you park.
You ain't never working here again.
The officers park inside. Right. So I had my car inside. So now I'm in my car. I swear to God.
Picking up quarters?
I'm picking out quarters. I'm looking for change in the glove box, everything. Right. So I don't even remember who it was, but one of the guys comes out and says, Lou, what's up? I'm like, dude, I fucking forgot my wallet. I'm fucking going crazy here. They're like, what are you nuts? Dude, they didn't even think, it wasn't even a thought. They didn't break my balls, nothing. Right. The guys were absolutely incredible. Right. So the next time I worked in that area, I was working in 204. And I told the guys at 204, I'm like, listen, this is what happened. I forgot my wallet. I gotta buy some shit for them, So they're like, yeah, we'll go over there in the afternoon. So they brought me to this fruit store. I don't know how much fruit. I bought watermelon. I bought everything, right? And we drove over there with the rig in 204. 204 is closed now. But we went there and we dropped off, I told the guys, a couple of guys are working. Next thing I know, they're cutting everything up. The guys from 204 were there. We just stayed there. Hung out with eating fruit and everything.
The brothers, bro. You love that.
Dude, the guy.
Nowadays, guys will be like, "Oh, that's all right, Lou. You can Venmo me. It's all right. Don't worry."
Yeah.
True. Good point.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
Good point.
Was there a lot of senior guys when you got there, Kenny?
Yeah, 220, 122 had a lot of senior guys. Yeah, Bobby Unger was in the truck. I'm trying to think of guys. Frank Tarantino was there. Brian Sheehan was there. Fucking Matt Jacobs was there. I'm trying to remember some guys.
Is it Owen Carlock? Did you work with
Owen Carlock? God rest his soul. I believe Owen Carlock passed away.
Somebody said that earlier that he did. Actually,
Brian McCann. I can't. But Frank was my boy. Frank Tarantino. Anthony was my boy. Rob Brown went there. Rob Brown. Shit. I can't remember. But there was a bunch of guys there, and I was only there. I was only there a year. You know, Kevin Hearn was there. The hernia was there. Yeah.
Did you catch any work there, bro?
What's that?
Catch any work?
I caught a little bit of work, but I caught my first fire. I caught my first fire on a detail in 247 engine. First real job, a 247 engine on a detail in the afternoon as a Proby.
Really? You didn't have.
What'd you have? What position? The backup?
I had the door. I had the door because it was a 5-man engine.
5-man engine. All right.
I get, it was like one of my first details. I'm Proby, so I'm just, I think I was standing in the firehouse the whole time. I didn't sit down. The guys were like, dude, take a fucking load off. We got to go get the meal anyway. As we're out I think we're out getting the meal or we're out on a run. And we get the box while we're out. So, everybody's trying to put their shit on. I'm already ready to go. And it was a basement fire in a brownstone type looking building. Because the basement was like the first floor, but it went down a couple of steps. Yeah. And it was like 2 rooms. It was in the middle of the afternoon, 2 rooms. These guys put it out in like fucking 2 seconds, but it was done and quick. And I equate that fire to like the first time having sex. You don't know if you're doing it right. You're fucking with your clothes. It's dark. It's hot. You're sweating. And then all of a sudden it's over.
You don't know.
And you're like, and then you start asking the guy,
what happened? What did we do it?
Was I okay? Did I do all right? So that's kind of what I equate my first fire to. And you guys had the Goodfellas thing up before. And when I got back to 220 engine, you could hear everything over the bitch box. Well, the guys greeted me at the firehouse like when Henry got out of jail for the first time, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, pop the cherry!" I swear, they were all there. They fucking hugged me and they were patting me on the back and they like lifted me up, and I felt so much love from those guys, and I was like, "This is it. This is what I've wanted my whole life," and that was what was so great about 220 and 122. And did have a hard time leaving there because of those guys. It was so great to me.
Wow. Did you do a 30-day detail?
The funny thing about firemen, night and day, they're always firemen.
Did you hear that? Okay.
Patrick.
Yeah, man.
We know that shit.
I was going to ask you, did it look at you?
You don't know. You don't know what I did.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I totally realized. Go ahead, Coops.
I don't remember what I was. Oh, did you do a 30-day detail in the truck?
I did. I think I did. But I worked in the truck all the time. Like, he's just going across the floor.
Right.
Learned a lot. We were always drilling, 220 and 122, not the busiest place, which was kind of frustrating for a Proby because you'd go 20 forward sometimes in the summertime without turning the wheel. And you can only clean so much. You can only study so much. You can't go. I slept in the kitchen. I didn't sleep up. And I didn't sleep, but I laid down in the kitchen. I didn't go up to the bunk room, as a Proby. But we're always drilling. The guys were always into it, always drilling. Because if you don't work in that busy of a house, you got to stay sharp by drilling with the guys. And they were like that. They were really good like that. Taught me a lot.
Did you do the rotation? Did they have that then? It was done.
No, they didn't have the rotation. All
right. So what makes you want to transfer up to Harlem, and how did the guys feel about it? Oh, yeah.
I'm just waiting on that.
You were on it. You were on point. Did you text him and say, "Hey, I'm going to say Harlem"?
I did not.
I have my good moments.
So I want to go to work. I want to fucking go to work. I want to work in Manhattan. I wanted to work in Harlem.
Oh!
I was thinking about how I could bring a peppercini into this because I was like,
dude, it's called living on your laurels right there, bro. You already had one shot. You patting yourself on the back, and then that's what happens. See, done.
I heard
with my next skit.
I had heard the 16th Battalion was the best battalion on the job, gentleman fireman, 96th Street North into the Bronx. I really like the idea of the gentleman fireman. You know, I'm not gonna fucking break anybody's chops or say anything bad about anybody and how they do things and how companies run. That is what they do, and that's how they do it. I really appreciated the gentlemanly fireman because I have so much to think about already. And when the ticket comes in, I know that my place on the ticket, and I know my job, and I don't have to fucking think on the fly. If you get in first, do unless something crazy happens. And I heard lots.
Lou, he wouldn't have made it 90, bro. No.
90 engine.
290.
No. I worked with a guy. He was a detail in. He worked in I don't know. I think I was a detail in 240, and he was working in 240. He was like he got lifted for something, and we went on a box, and I was a Proby. We get off the rig.
Probably right.
And he goes, I don't remember who the guy was, and he goes, you gotta let everybody here know that this is our box, and nobody can fuck with you. And I was like, wow, guys, this guy's fucking serious. Does anybody else hear this? Like, are we gonna fight these guys? I was like, all right, let's fucking go.
Let's roll, baby. Let's roll.
Do it. But that's great. That's how those guys run, and that's fine for them. I want it to be the traditions of the gentleman fireman up in
H,
the 16th Battalion in the Bronx.
Right.
Bro,
he likes. You know what he likes? Oh, no. You guys are first. You go first. No. You go first. You're first. You know what, bro? No. You fuck my sister. No, go ahead. I insist.
Did you actually go? Did you go up to 59 to meet the captain?
Oh, bro.
I know.
Who did you talk to?
Listen, that's what we do. That's what you do, right?
All right. So here's the thing. So this is a story that I've put it on my kitchen table.
Never heard of it.
How I completely fucked up, and I take full accountability for this, and it's my fault, and I just don't know what I was thinking. So I want to put my paper in. I'm getting married. I'm moving upstate. I want to go to the 16th Battalion. So my guy, my hook, goes, you got to put your paper in. There's an order coming out. And I'm like, all right, whatever. There's 3 or 4 guys in 220, 122 with their papers in for like years. They got to keep re-putting their paper in. I'm like, all right. I go, yeah, but I gotta go up there and see where. He goes, the order's coming out. Get your paper in your next fucking, and then you'll get to go up there and don't worry about it. And I go, all right. So I go in.
See what's going on here. He's getting bad information his whole career.
See where I'm going with this.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah.
There was a guy in my
Tell me you don't want to be a squad leader and don't go up and see the captain. Good friends.
Give me a second, all right? Let me So I tell a guy in the firehouse, and he wants to go up there. I'm like, bro, do you mind if I put my paper in to go up there? I tell my captain, he's like, yeah, just do what you got to do. Put my paper in that day. Do my 24. I get off. The fucking next day, I get a phone call. Congratulations. I go,
no way.
For what? They go, you just got transferred to 59 engine. And I went, oh, shit. Holy shit. I didn't get to go up there. And now I'm going to probably the toughest firehouse on the job.
I would be such a nervous. I'm nervous right now. I'm already nervous.
I was a wreck. And I knew it's my fault. I fucked up. Anybody on the job, anybody looking to get a fireman, this is what not to do. You got to go there. I broke a tradition of the job. I didn't mean to, but it happened. It happened so quick, my head was spinning. So I get the call, congratulations. Now, usually when a guy shows up on an order that nobody knows, he's getting lifted, he's a bag of shit, he fucking this and that and the other thing, right? Like we all know the deal. And I'm like, fuck. As soon as I got that phone call, I got cigars, I got my cakes, and I fucking drove up there. And I was like, I knock on the door, and I got
how nervous were you right at that point? Oh my God, my heart is pounding right now.
Bro, they opened the door, and the silence that I got from these guys is worse than guys breaking your balls. Yeah. There's no one fucking talking to you. Bro, the crickets were my only friends in that firehouse. The crickets were my only friends in that firehouse for 2 years, almost 2 years. So anyway, I get there. Big Mac is working. Jim McCluskey's working. I think Keith Nicoliello was working, and he gets right in my fucking face. or it was one of my first tours. And he's like, "Who the fuck are you? Who are you?" Blah 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 blah. And then he, and I'm just like, I didn't mean. I'm sorry. This is where I wanted to come. And nobody's talking to me. This is just he's ripping into me. It was Big Mac's working. Big Mac. All right, you here? You fucked up. You're a scumbag, but you're working tonight. I go, "What do you mean I'm working tonight?" He's like, "You're working here tonight, overtime. We need a guy." And I'm like, "I don't have any." He's like, "You're working." I was like, "All right, I'm working. I'm working. You know, now I'm working as soon as I show up to the firehouse for the fucking tour. I got no bunker gear. The Proby, who has to talk to me, is like, "We'll get you this, we'll get you this." And he didn't want to be near me. Nobody wanted to be near me.
They'd be guilty by association, bro. You
Exactly.
Don't want to talk to you.
So that was my first tour. So the next 2 years was, I said, all right, this is where I want to be. I'm going to show these guys. I'm going to fucking dig my heels in, because that house was known. Those guys were known. Those tough bastards were known for running people out of there. Bosses, firemen, didn't matter. They were fucking tough. And right before, like, I went back to 220 when I got my stuff, and one of the guys was like, "You know where you're going, right, bro?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm going to 59 engine. What? I'm going to, I'm going up there. It's a firehouse." He goes, No. Do you have any idea what the reputation is of that firehouse? I go, "Why? What do I? It's a firehouse. They're gonna love me. I'm Kenny D. Da 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 da."
Kenny D.
And they're like, no, dude. They're like, "Nah, dude, you're gonna have a tough time." So I go, "All right." I go up there, and yes, I had a very, very tough time, but I said, "I'm gonna prove to these guys I want to be here." So I kept my head down, my mouth shut. I stayed in the sink. I stepped up. I fucking drilled. I caught fire. I fucking did everything right. Everything that I had to do to show them that I wanted to be there. Guys came in, got run out. Bosses came in, got run out. I dug my fucking heels in, and I said, "I ain't going anywhere. No matter what you guys do, what you say, I'm digging it." And I took a lot of fucking heat, deservingly so. I brought it all onto myself. But that all being said, once I really proved myself, I fucking belong in that place. I fit into that place fucking perfectly, And I think the guys started seeing that I want to be there, that I'm into the job, and if this guy can handle what we're giving him, he definitely does.
Yeah, that's all they want to do, right? They want to make sure that they can depend on you, right? And
yeah, absolutely.
Especially if they feel like you're not you're coming in the right way, quote unquote.
I definitely came in the wrong way. I hate to say it was a mistake, but I fucked up. I learned from that mistake. It was
Kenny. I didn't even know that story. I just asked that question. Honestly, I'm not, because I know how nerve-wracking it. I know I went up to 33 truck and I was nervous, and I had about 4 or 5 years on the job. I can't imagine going to see the captain after like 1 year. So that's why I was asking that question. So that's why it just came up like that.
So you were doing the right thing. You got up to see him before you got transferred there.
Yeah. I said, fuck those guys up there. I'm coming up there and I'm fucking take over.
Listen, do you know who I am?
It worked out,
bro.
I'm gonna run the kitchen table when I get up here. You guys know who I am.
and then
roll the hose now.
Okay. There were some tough bastards in that place.
Yeah,
and they just listen, you guys sort of picture me. I'm about 5 feet nothing. They made a door for me, right? I think the young guys made it, but they made a door for me that was about 4 feet tall. And they wrote, it was red. It looked like a firehouse door. They put a handle on it and they wrote Delaney's door. And it said, and they put it right by the front door, right where the writing list was. And I had to look at that door every time I came in and out of that firehouse for 6 fucking months. And every time I did, I said, I'm fucking coming back, and I'm going to show these guys that this is what I want, where I want to be. It was tough. It was tough, man.
Yeah. What was the first sign that you thought that maybe they're accepting you? Like, what was the first?
So all the shit's going on. I'm keeping my mouth shut. We're getting Probies in. I'm in the sink. I'm doing the right thing. Guys are yelling at me. One day I come in, right? I come in early. I come in early. I like to get a workout in or relieve somebody early, have coffee, be at the kitchen table. And the 9x tour in the firehouse is the best fucking time in the world. So I come in one day. I'm going to grab my gear, put it by the rig as soon as you walk in, and I look for somebody to relieve. I can't find my helmet. I got my pants and my coat. Can't find my helmet, right? And I'm like, where the fuck is my helmet? And I'm looking around. I'm like, I know. I'm looking up in the rafters. Nothing was hanging up. I know.
Yeah, I was going to say it's hanging.
Yeah, I know. I put my
beautiful.
So all of a sudden, we have just a straight rack. no cubbies. You know, it was just one big rack of gear. So I see all the helmets on top of the rack, and then I see a cardboard box. And I go, what the fuck is in that cardboard box? I pull the cardboard box down, and it's my helmet in about 600 fucking pieces with the front piece on it. Somebody smashed my fucking helmet. Yep. Somebody smashed my helmet under the rig. So now I fucking lose it. After everything that everything was building up in me. You know, I'm an uppity guy as it is.
Dude, you can't touch somebody's shit, bro.
Right. So I'm thinking they crushed my helmet because they want me to. If they want me out of here this fucking bad, that they're gonna crush my helmet. I said, this is it. I'm either gonna kill somebody, they're gonna throw me out, or I'm getting transferred. Or I'm getting something. This is it. This is where the fucking shit ends. And I kick open the fucking house watch door, and there's 3 Probies in there, brand new guys. Flip the lights on. It's like 6 a.m. It's still, dark. And I'm screaming at these guys, wait, what the fuck happened to my fucking helmet? Who did this? I'm going to fucking kill him. And they're like, Kenny, calm down. Please. It was an accident. Please calm down. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, this is no accident. You guys are sending me a message. You want me fucking out of here? Tell me who the fuck it was, and I'll kick the shit out of it, and then I'll fucking leave. You want me out of here? I was like, that's it. This is it. It's over. It was an accident. They said a guy freaking pulled all the gear off and everything fell down and your helmet got slid under the rig and we didn't know it was there and then the rig ran it over. And I was like, that's fucking bullshit. If you picked everything up, you would have seen it. Nobody called me. Nobody called me to tell me about this. And my helmet was getting salty, like it was getting black. And Fireman's helmet is his resume. And it was catching work. And I was so fucking pissed off. So the senior guy who was working that day, Rob Kadelka, great guy, cuckoo, one of the best chauffeurs engine ever saw. He would drive so fast you wouldn't fear for your life. You wanted to put your seatbelt on, but he'd get you there, get your water. Great guy, nicest guy in the world. Was like, Ken, he sits me down in the kitchen. We have a cup of coffee. He's like, bro, it was an accident. I'm telling you, the shit that you're thinking in your head, it's over. You're gonna get your balls broke. That shit's never gonna leave, but it's okay. Don't worry. He didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident. And the guy that did it was a bag of fucking shit. And I'm not going to say his name, but he was like, Kenny, was an accident. I go, all right. He calms me down. And I'm like, you know what, cuckoo, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm really upset that my helmet was destroyed. It was my thing, but okay, it was an accident. He says sorry. We're all good. We're all good after this. I'm good. Now, the guy doesn't get up until fucking 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm the first guy in the firehouse. He doesn't come down until 9 o'clock. This guy was notorious for sleeping late, blah, 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 blah. Everybody else is relieved, but there's a bunch of guys waiting around to see what happens. Nobody wanted to go home. So it's after 9 o'clock now. And the guy finally comes down to the bunk room, and he's like, I'll take up on you. And I was like, bro, how am I going to take up on you? You fucking wrecked my helmet. And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what do you mean, what am I talking about? He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, bro, did you not take everything off that the rack and knock everything down? He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I go, you're lying to me now. Now I'm starting to get up again. I go, you're fucking lying to me now. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Now I'm fucking going at him, screaming at him. The guys are holding me back. And he's like, and he turns around and he goes, fuck you. Like he does one of those fuck yous. And I fucking freaked out. I grabbed the boxer helmet and I threw it at him. Pieces of helmet are hitting him. Like all over the floor. The captain, I believe he's a chief now. He might even be like a big chief. He was just covering for the day. He's like, Kenny, calm down. You got to get out of here. Go to Fort Totten and get a new helmet. And I was like, I'm going to fucking kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him. He's like, get out of here. I go, all right. And so I drive to Fort Totten. And what happens is I get lost going to Fort Totten because I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm like, this is before GPS. I'm like, I'm going to kill this fucking guy. You're laughing. It's so funny. I have to call the firehouse and be like, where the fuck is Fort fucking Totten? So I get my new helmet. I come back. And after that, I expected to walk in that firehouse and then be like, you're out of here. Because the way I reacted. They were like, Kenny, nobody said anything. It was almost like symbolic that the helmet getting smashed was like the shit that they were giving me was like, all right, you've had enough. You're good.
Right.
And it was like smashing everything away. And from then on, it was fucking, it was great, man. You know?
Yeah, this is it. That's how it was from here on in. Is that the new helmet or the old one?
Oh, that's the new helmet.
That's the new helmet. That's the new helmet.
That's the morning.
Hey, Kenny, who were some of the guys that you know you latched on to early on, like even going through all the turmoil and everything? Who did you feel like were the guys that you really could count on?
The guys that I could count on when I first got there, one of my best friends in the firehouse was Colin Hanlon, Brendan McCarthy, Ralph Holguin, Pat Cullingford, Bo fucking Hodges. I'm naming engine guys right now. I can get to the truck guys. John Moran got there. A lot of these guys got it there after me. So us young guys are now taking over. We're taking over from the senior guys, and we're all coming up together. Danny O'Connell, Rich McKeel, Danny Hayes, Mark Vittorio, Danny Erickson. Danny Erickson's a great fucking engineman. He had a couple more years on than me. Russell Miklich, Greg Williams. All guys are all around kind of the same time, and we all got to come up together, and it was great. Once all that shit was over, we just had such a great time. And going to
any of these guys that you mentioned? Sorry.
Yeah, Colin Hanlon is there. Terry O'Connor was the senior guy of the engine. That's Mike Canali. That's me. And the captain there was just there for the night for that tour. His name was Tim something. I can't remember his last name. I'm sorry. But this other guy, I won't.
Who's the guy right above you?
That's Terry O'Connor. He was the senior guy of 59 engine.
Oh, he looks familiar to me. I don't know why.
He had 100 years on the job. So when I got there, he was the senior guy of the engine. Keith was the senior guy of the truck. And Terry's this easygoing, laid back. Everything is everything, blah, 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 blah. And Keith was a maniac, like drilling, just in your face guy. And I felt like I equated those guys to Platoon, Elias and Barnes, and I was Charlie Sheen, and they were fighting for my soul. I equate everything.
The only thing that could kill Bonds is Bonds.
The only thing that could kill Keith Nicoliello is Keith Nicoliello. But that's kind of what it was like. Like Terry was so easygoing, and Nick was so
wired.
Wired. Just nuts. So, but it was great.
I gotta read a quick text from Keith. Always sends me texts all the time. He says to me, Kenny will be a great guest. He was a great fireman. When I looked at 59 engine and he was working, I had no worries. As an MPO, always got water. Even seeing him drive the rig on the sidewalk to hook up on the back step, he was fearless, strong, and determined. Please let him know. Love you, Keith.
Keith, I love Keith. Keith just taught us so much. He was you think of firemen, you think of FDNY, New York City firemen, a guy like Keith pops up. So into the job, so into the traditions, taught us man work, axes and fucking Halligans and just we would light shit on fire in the parking lot and just cut up fucking stuff. Was always drilling with the guys, always expected so much of us, brought out the best firemen that we could be. You think that you're good, and then now you're climbing the stick with all the shit on, and he just was amazing. Keith was tough to deal with in the beginning for anybody, a senior guy like that and a junior guy. But once you prove yourself to Keith, and he knows that you want to be a fireman, and you prove yourself that you can learn in the job and do a good job, he's got your back for life.
He bleeds for the job. That guy still does.
Oh yeah,
he
still does.
And that's a guy, bro. No matter where you go in this country, because we go to a lot of trade shows. Yeah, Keith Nicolello. Yeah, we know Keith Nicolello. No matter where you are in the country, somebody knows this guy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Did you ever think about going to the truck?
I did think about going to the truck, but my love of the job was engine work. I love stretching hose lines and putting water on fire. That was my love of the job. Everybody's got to do a job. The truck's got to do everything. They got to vent, search, fucking open up windows, open up the roof, do what they got to do for us as engine guys to fucking put the fire out. You take a beating in there, like a beating, if they aren't venting, So it goes hand in hand. But my prevy, my love, my adrenaline was stretching hose lines on the nozzle, on the backup, and going into the seat of the fire and putting water on fire. So,
being a guy that they were trying to drive out of there, how long before they actually gave you the nozzle, or did they give it to you early to see what what you could do?
So even though I came in the way I came and nobody was talking to me, they still had rules. And the rules was senior guy in his groups gets the nozzle. So there was always different guys. I was always in my groups because nobody wanted to do mutuals with me. So I had the nozzle a lot. And then there was one time, Colin Hanlon, great buddy of mine, young guy, he was supposed to have the nozzle, and they changed things for me to give me the nozzle that tour. They're like, let's see what this kid can do. Give him the nozzle and see what happens. And sure enough, I could catch a first do fucking nozzle job across the street from the firehouse, top floor brownstone, fucking kick-ass job at the change of tours at like 7:30, 8 in the morning. Everybody's in the firehouse.
A lot of guys there. Nice.
Everybody's there. It's in the summertime. Keith is coming down from the second floor and he's like, hey, why is there fucking smoke coming from the brownstone across the street? And we're like, holy shit. So the guys ring the bells before they can get to the dispatcher, to tell them to turn out the companies. We're ringing bells and popping the doors. The guys are all these senior guys are running out from the kitchen, running up to the brownstone, no fucking bunker gear on, kicking doors open.
Allegedly.
So
Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, I put my bunker gear on. I got the nozzle. Colin puts his bunker gear on. The engine chauffeur pulls the rig out, pulls up to the hydrant, which was probably, 150 feet away or so, right on the block. I take my folds. He takes his folds. We go to stretch. And even the control man, who was a senior guy, ran up to the fucking building. Everybody wanted to get in there. So at the moment, we didn't have anybody controlling the stretch. So a senior guy, Kevin Shanahan, yo, hope you're listening, yo, fucking hope, he's a friend of mine. I go, Kevin, can you please control this stretch until our control man gets? He's like, yeah, yo, do it. So we fucking stretch up to the brownstone. We're going up to the top floor, flaking out the hose. Colin's got to kick open the fucking door on the floor below, and there's some naked guy standing there. He must have been getting out of the shower. He's like, bro, I need your apartment. And he goes, okay. And he slams the door shut on Colin. So and when he gets up to back me up, he's like, yo, there was a naked guy in the front. So in the landings, though, that brownstone had very small landings. So I'm going up to the top landing, and now I'm looking at fire out this door from the top of the door to the bottom of the door, below torching out. Like fucking, and all I thought was for a split second, I went, that's beautiful. Look how beautiful that fire is. I was so like enamored by the way that looks.
Was this when you were looking at the fire?
Just like that from the outside.
From the outside?
The yard,
that's the good side, Coobs. That's the good side.
I know what that is. That's that headshot that you send out to
get my good side. Get my good side.
Right.
Bro, the other side
I can't hear you. My traps are in my ears.
The other side looks like Quasimodo. So I get up to the top floor and I'm looking at this fire. Just split second, I go, now I can't wait to kick the fucking shit out of it. And there's 6 truck guys, some with bunker gear, some not, all leaning up against the wall with this fire. I go, get out of the way. You guys ain't going in there without me. Get out of close the door. So one guy reaches with the hook, he closes the door, gets control of the door. Smoke now. I get up there, I'm fucking ready to go. Colin comes up behind me, and the it was either the can man or the irons. He goes, you're going in first. I go, yeah, I know. So I open the line, and the door fucking swings open, and I'm hitting fire. And the door only opened up halfway. It stopped right there and cut off the whole hallway. So the fire was to the right of us. Like it was just fucking pouring out. And I can't get, so now I'm fighting the fire with my left hand and I'm trying to get the door open with my right. I'm trying to kick it. I'm like, I can't get, something is blocking that door, whether it was a rug, a desk, I don't know. But it's blocking that hallway off from the front of the apartment to the rear. But now the front of the apartment.
I was going to say
1045 jumped out the window as they were trying to set up for a roof rope rescue at that jump.
No shit.
So the front of the apartment's lighting up. So I'm like, the truck's got to get in here to get this door. So I there's about this much room in between the door and the wall. So I just put the nozzle in there and I just try and put out as much fire as I could, right? And then I turn and go to the front to put that out, to turn around. Once I turn around, the truck had the door off and just make the push down, put those two, 3 rooms back out, and the fire went out really quickly. But turns out that the guy that they were trying to roof rope rescue, he fell out the window and hit like all the electrical lines and shit. And the guy lived. So,
wow. Lucky.
Kenny, I always say that you get to your place, right? They don't know about you, right? You kind of went in a little backwards. You show them that job right there, That's all I want to know, right? I mean, you're gonna. I don't give a shit what happens, but you put out 3 rooms of fire like that, they're gonna. You know, they still might. Obviously, they're still gonna break your balls, but in the back of their head, they're happy. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be part of that company.
Well, they take note of it anyway, right?
I know. I would be.
They definitely took note. You know, it was hard. Some of the guys were like, Kenny, good job. Some guys were like, all right. You know, that was what was great about that. I caught a lot of work in the first few years in that firehouse. So, you know, I was just showing them what I want to do, how I want to be. And listen, everybody fucks up at jobs. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Every single job doesn't go perfect. But if you can acknowledge that, learn from that, and hopefully nobody gets seriously hurt or hurt at all from your mistakes, and you can drill on it and talk about it in the kitchen about the job, then really that's all they want. They can teach you and train you, but as long as you want to be there and you know and they know that and you're doing your
best,
that's
it, man. That's
really what
at a place like that, bro. It's not going to be long before you're able to redeem yourself. It's not like you got to be going to another fire fairly quickly.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
You had a guy, right? Yeah, go ahead.
How was Kirk Lester? I was going to say, how was he? I love that guy.
He was so great, so much experience. It was so fun working with him because his stories were just hysterical, and the way he told them were just great. And that guy was just, I love that guy. I learned so much from him. Working with those guys, being a young guy in the job and knowing how the job was, I just loved working with those guys and the experience that I had. It gave me so much confidence, you know.
Yeah. So now the whole firehouse, bro. Who rode you the hardest? Who did you have to really convince the most? If you had to say one guy in the firehouse, which just was the toughest.
Probably. Listen, Keith was really, really tough, especially in the beginning. A lot of the younger guys, a lot of the like middle of the road guys, kind of, they were like, "Who the fuck?" Because they took the heat from a lot of these guys before, and now they had somebody to really.
It's always like that, bro. It's always the guy with just a few more years than you who breaks your balls the most, man.
The senior guys. There was a guy. He was like. I think he's still. I don't really talk to him, but there's still a guy that's like. He's just the fucking guy that just showed up, and I was like, I'm sorry. And he was like, yeah, whatever. He still holds a grudge. Whatever. I don't. What am I gonna do?
Still this day. And that's Neanderthal. That's when you talk about Neanderthal firemen. That's what we talk about, right? Like that's ridiculous.
Some guy wanted to know if you know what the difference is between an ERS and an EMS box.
Yeah, you won't live. I was going to wait for the right time for that.
Between a what? I didn't see it. Between
an ERS and an EMS box.
Bro, who the fuck is X Delta?
I don't know, but somebody who knows you, bro. So,
all right, funny fucking story. Funny story. So I'm there like a week and a half. I don't know, and they're like,
oh my god,
a week and a half.
A week and a half. It keeps getting better. Good.
No wonder.
And
no wonder.
They shoved me. I step up or they put me on the fucking 12 by. 12 by, for anybody who doesn't know, is the midnight fucking watch. So I come from a pretty slow place where we didn't really run after midnight. So the tones didn't go off too much. And now I go to a place where I'm petrified. I'm just sitting I'm just like fucking scared to hell. I don't know what's going on. Nobody's talking to me. 220 engine. Nobody's talking to me, bro. Like I was just like, what? I was like, what did I do, man?
What did I do? What am I doing?
What am I doing? So the tones go off. Now it pops up engine only ERS, right? And I'm still like, it's dark. I'm like, oh, I can't fucking. I love you too. I don't know who you are.
Won't reveal himself or herself.
So I'm like trying to like fucking figure it out. Like I'm like what the fuck? EMS. I said EMS. I had never seen an ERS box in 221-22 in the year that I was there. So I was like,
the EMS box.
If you remember, if you're reading an ERS box and it turns out to be a job, immediately as you're reading it, they fill out the ticket.
Right.
While I'm still reading. So we have a policy. I don't know how you guys do it. You read it twice so you get it right. So I read it once and I go engine only EMS, right? Because I'm trying to turn out the companies fast. And as I go to read it a second time, I see that it says ERS, but I can't say it because the fucking full ticket pops up and it says fire, 31st due, 69, 37. And I'm like, I'm like, fucking, the truck's going to a fire, engine's going to an EMS run, and I'm ringing bells, I'm popping doors. I have no idea.
You got to put the doors up.
I gotta put the doors up. I'm turning to companies that I don't know what to say. I'm fucking panicking. So the engine turns out of quarters first, believe it or not, because I called engine only first. So we get to the spot, the truck fucking rips. We stop at the corner waiting for an EMS person, and the truck rips by us, and we look up the block. There's people pointing, and we look up the block, and there's fire ripping out the first floor of this brownstone. And we all go, holy shit! And we're putting our stuff on. We're holy shit! The truck fucking peels by, takes the fucking block. The engine goes up. We're stretching hose lines. Fucking frozen hydrant. We're in there, you know.
Hilarious.
Tom Healy, the great Tom Healy, the best character on the job. Pranks. He's cutting. It was a vacant, so he's cutting the window, like the cement window. Yeah. And there's fire like licking out on his head. He thought it was snowflakes fucking hitting him. And he's like, I can't fucking believe what's going on here. But I said EMS when it was ERS box. And I'm like,
you didn't get no shit for that, right?
No.
They already hate me. And now I fucked up the ticket.
I was going to say, you couldn't even have fucking done. The only thing that made that good was that there was a fire, for God's sakes. At least it was all right then. You know what I mean? But Christ.
It was a fire, and we still got in first, dude. And, you know.
Oh, you would have been fucked.
Could you imagine if they didn't get in first?
Oh, my God. They would have packed your shit for you.
Heart palpitations. Oh,
bro,
shit.
I was like, that's it. I'm fucked. ERS, EMS, I didn't know what was. I had no idea.
Let me ask you a question. At any point, did you almost say, fuck this, I'm going back? I can't.
So it was very difficult. You know, I was having a tough time, you know, just coming in. I was like, these guys don't want me. Who wants to be in a place that guys don't want you there? You know, like I want to be there, but they don't want me there. So why would I want to stay in a place? But I am so stubborn. I would cut my nose off to spite my face. It's a quality that I hate about myself. I'm working on it every day. But I said, I'm not leaving. I'm not letting them win. I'm not letting them win. That's what they do. They want me to go and then be like, remember that fucking little shit that came up here and didn't say nothing? I was like, I'm not going anywhere. You're going to have to deal with me. And I'm telling you, guys transferred in and transferred out while I was going through all that. So they were kicking guys like it just, and I was like, I'm not going.
Not going to be that guy.
I'm going to hold my breath like a little kid and not fucking go until I win. And it wasn't a win or lose. It was just eventually I proved myself because I had fucked up and I just had to prove myself, just like you have to do in any job. Any man's job, you got to prove yourself. You know, and that's it. That's it.
Especially with 50 men.
Yeah, 50
tough men. I mean, yeah. Everybody's different. Every personality is different, right? You're never going to make everybody happy, you know, and vice versa. It's just, it ain't easy, man. You know, thin skin will not get it done.
Yeah. I know they're tough guys, but did anybody ever come up to you and like apologize for being such a dick to you? Like, hey, listen, we had it wrong or whatever.
No, those guys ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, like a Billy Madison where he calls him up, hey, I'm sorry for being a dick to you during high school, and he crosses his name off with lipstick.
Those guys on that, they still break my balls about that. They're still like.
I was gonna say, if they're still talking, if that guy's in the chat and still putting about the EMS thing, that thing is never dying. Yeah. I mean, that's
never.
That's a story that's gonna live with 59.
It follows you forever, and it becomes fun. It's a fun story. Nobody got hurt. We still got in. You know, it's just on my podcast.
Oh, I didn't know you had a podcast.
Oh, really?
The kitchen
table. Most of my stories are me fucking up. I can just making fun of myself. You know, but that's part of it. Like everybody fucks up, man. But you got to learn from those mistakes and try not to make those mistakes again and just move on. You know, as long as nobody gets hurt, you're going to fuck up. Everybody's going to fuck up.
Everybody does. Yeah. You got to step up the fuck up, bro.
Absolutely.
Hey, Kenny.
Yes.
How was it like being in that place, like after you got past all this shit, like having 10, 15 years, whatever you had, like that place has such a like pride, right? Like, and tradition, like, every time you see those guys out at St. Patty's Day or whatever, right? How is it being in a place that has so much like pride in how they do things and keep the tradition and all that, right?
It's just great. You know, like you knew 59 and 30 when the Harlem Zoo showed up, like, guys, all right, we got it. Like that, everybody carried that pride, that tradition, and we wanted to keep it going because all those guys, all those tough ass bastards, they put up with a lot of shit and they passed it on to us, and we wanted to live up to those standards. So we all had a lot of pride. We kept it going. I think they're keeping it going. I don't know a lot of the new guys. I met a couple of them, but I loved being there. The guys were great. I just loved that we were a tough house. Like guys were like, oh shit, I don't want to go there. You know, like, but that being said, as tough as we were and as tough as we were on each other, anytime anybody got detailed there, they would fucking treat it like gentlemen. They didn't have to pay for meals. They didn't have to do anything. We treated those guys like gold. So anybody that showed up there knew, they said, oh, that's a great fucking place, man. That really is a good place. They treat the guys right. They know what they're doing. And they keep traditions. It was really, really a great place. You know, Keith always said we got our fucking diplomas from UCLA, the University of corner of Lenox Avenue. And that just that experience was just so great, man. It really was.
The Chiefs probably were happy to see you too.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
The Chiefs were probably happy to see you on the box, right? I mean,
the 16th Battalion, period. You know, the 69 and 28, 80 and 23, 59 and 30, 16th Battalion, one of the top-notch, if not the top-notch, in my opinion, the top-notch battalion on the job. Everybody, they showed up. We just knew what we were doing. Everybody knew where 69 was going to be, and 28, what they were doing, and how they were doing, and who was working. You just fucking knew. There was no questions. Like, you never had to worry if 69 wasn't going to make the push with 80. You knew they were going to fucking get that shit. You knew it. And if not, fucking, we're going to be right there with them. That's it. Like, we were very close battalion, and I love that. I love going to go see those guys and hang out, and them seeing us. It was just a lot of fun, man. Great guys.
When did you start driving, Kenny?
I actually started driving right before I became a first grade fireman. I wasn't even first grade fireman yet, and I was terrified to drive the fire engine. You know, there it is.
It didn't look like it here. You look like it pretty like, yeah, I got this.
Oh,
shit.
yeah. I was because we were parked. We weren't driving. We weren't
you hit any garbage cans?
Oh,
just want to know. Just asking for a friend.
I hit something else other than a garbage can. The funny story of me fucking up again. New chauffeur, right? Got the young guys in the back. I think there might have been a senior guy in the back, but they were letting me drive. Danny Dosher, double days, retired now. Was the engine boss.
What's it up?
We get a call. EMS box in the subway on 135th Street.
EMS or ERS? Which one?
I didn't call it.
Right.
So
I just
can't remember shit.
All right.
So make the right out of Quarters, go up to Powell, make the right on 135, come down. Now I got to make a right on Lenox Avenue, right in front of the subway station where the EMS box is. So as I'm trying to cut the corner, fucking pretty tight, so the guys didn't have to walk too far, and there was a light pole, a walk, don't walk with a light on it, right on the corner. And I fucking cut the corner too close, and I sheared the bottom of that light pole off. And the boss is going, "You're gonna hit the pole! You're gonna hit the fucking pole!" And I go, what? You know? And all of a sudden, the pole fucking boom! It hits the street like fucking 9 feet tall. Hits the street, comes down, and the boss freaks out. The guys in the back are laughing, and I'm like, holy shit, I just hit this pole and knocked it over on 135th Street and Lenox Avenue. And I look over across the street, and there's a cop car with 2 cops in it, and they look the other way, and they drive off. Wait up! So the boss is double D.
That's old school right there. That's old school.
That's fucking great.
He's pissed. He gets out. Now we're all laughing, and he's mad that we're laughing that I did this. So I step on the light pole like I'm Captain Morgan. I'm like, guys, take a picture. Hurry up. I just slayed a dragon. And he was so mad. So we get back to the firehouse, and he's like, Chief, this just happened. Da, 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 da. And the chief was like, did it hit anybody? And he's like, no, I don't think so. And he was like, all right, don't worry about it. Write it up. And if something happens, we'll figure it out. We go for another run like an hour later, and the pole was gone. So I knocked over a pole.
They're gonna Mongo it.
Yeah, probably.
But it was, bro, they came and
Dude,
picked
I
that thing up in like an hour, man. But
Dude, I see
driving
guys
an engine,
Mongo anything you could imagine.
driving an engine or a truck in New York City is really really tough in the beginning. It's insane. Double park cars. But once I got into it, once I got comfortable, I
nothing like it, right? I missed that the most, bro. I think I missed that the most.
Loved it.
Man,
it was so great. Yeah.
Did your rig get skinnier too?
Yes, the faster you go, the skinnier it gets.
Going down the
Oh my God.
We used to go down the FDR on occasion, and it fucking by the UN, it gets like this, and you just go, everybody go like this, we'll get through it.
Yeah,
but it's great. I love driving the engine. I love being an engine show.
We call it the ROD position down here. Retired on duty. Retired on duty.
Did you
not for some departments, but
when did you get the seat, Kenny? Eventually.
No, I never got the seat. We never technically had seats, but usually the senior guys would drive, but they technically didn't have the seat. So a lot of times, I would come in, I would be driving, and the senior guy would get overtime, and you got to give him the chauffeur position. But I ended up driving a lot. It caught a lot of work, pumped a lot. It was a lot of fun. I loved driving the engine. That picture is from Brian Quinn's roof rope rescue in 2021, I think, and I pumped. I backstretched 8 lengths of 3.5 to the Siamese pretty much by myself, and I was on the sidewalk of Lenox Avenue.
Right that is the sidewalk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sidewalk. And I didn't know any better because there's a subway tunnel that runs right under Lenox Avenue. And I'm like, is the weight of the rig going to fucking collapse this sidewalk into the fucking tunnel?
Too late.
Well, yeah, I could see you definitely posed. You saw the camera guy.
Oh, he's doing the pose, bro. Strike the pose.
I know.
No.
So what made you
Hey,
want
Kenny,
to
did you ever think about studying?
I'm sorry, say that again, Lou?
Did you ever think about studying at all?
I did.
Lieutenant?
I took the test, but I didn't really study. I read the books, for evolutions and shit like that, just for drills and stuff and just to keep up. But I never really studied to become a lieutenant. So I took the test twice though, but I didn't do too good. But
some guys are meant to be, chiefs, and some guys are meant to be Indians, right, Kenny? So
yeah, I loved what I did. I love being in the fire. We need lieutenants, obviously. We need good ones, and they're great guys that got promoted out of 59 and 30. But once you're a lieutenant, you're out of the out of the loop. You're not in the back room anymore. You're not with the guys too much.
Yeah.
Just for an hour or two during change of tours, and dinner or lunch. So,
right. I gotta say, Ruffy was one of the better. He was a great officer. I don't want to blow too much smoke up his ass, but he was a good officer.
Who?
Ooh, I feel that.
Louis.
Oh, Louis. Oh, okay.
Lieutenant Lou. So what made you want to retire eventually and hang it up?
I just, I was getting tired, man. I wanted to sleep more. I got sick of fucking commuting. I didn't have that feeling that I used to have when I first got on the job of going into fires. When you catch a job. This picture right here, I don't know if you can see it. This is a fucking 100th alarm that we caught across the street from the firehouse during COVID, and I got bumped to the back step, and it was at that time. I don't know if you guys were working then. At midnight, if you were working too much, the hours were crazy. They were kicking guys off the rig, closing companies. Guys would show up out of nowhere. You didn't know who was working. It was just it was a nightmare. And I was getting tired anyway. And one night we catch this alarm, and I had the nozzle, and the tones go off, and we knew it was a job. We could smell it, and it's because it's pretty much right around the corner. And it's the chauffeur and me, and I'm like, where is everybody? And some Proby from the Bronx comes out of the back room. He's like, hey, I'm your control man. And I was like, fuck, man, here we go. So we get dressed, we get on the rig, we go around, and I'm taking my folds off. Finally, 69 engine shows up, and I was like, thank God, guys. They're like, Kenny, what do you want us to do? I was like, just back me up. And I usually a fire like that, I take my folds and I was licking my chops. Like, I can't wait to get the fuck in there. I can't wait to go to work. This one, I was like, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Like, that's when I kind of knew.
Right.
I was like, done. I didn't love it anymore. And we got our asses kicked there. Like, we didn't get in too far. They were calling people off the roof right away. Shit was falling on us. And I was like pushing a 2.5 in for freaking how long? I was fumbling. Like, it was just, I was like,
you knew.
I knew. And I was healthy. and I can still go out on my own terms. That's when I knew, for the most part.
My uncle did 43 years. He said to me, you know how excited you are when you're on vacation to get back to work? He says, when you're not excited like that anymore, you know it's time to pack it in. So that's a good, like I used to be on vacation, call Firehouse. I miss anything? Like, oh, you on vacation? Yeah. Hang up.
Now you got the Firewire app, and you see what you missed.
Who?
Yeah. What? Firewire. Oh, I'm the salty wire. Yeah.
Salty wire. That's what I thought.
Whatever. I don't know. The app.
Whatever.
Yes, you're okay.
That's we're in business with the Firewire. We have the salty wire with them. So check it out.
All right, I will. Sure.
So what are you doing now besides the Kitchen Table Firehouse podcast?
So to keep looking for my purpose, because as a man, we all need a sense of purpose, right?
Right.
So I was in a military, cop, Air Marshal, fireman. Always had that sense of purpose, going to work, helping out the community, helping out my brothers, whatever. I retired, and the first 6 months were great. I was like, this is great. I'm catching up on shit. I'm not missing anything with the family. And all of a sudden, I started feeling like shit, man. I'm not that I was missing.
You put your arms for 3 days.
Yeah. And the wife would come home and she's like, "What did you do today?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't do anything today." So I was feeling like I felt like I was withering away. I lost my sense of purpose. I needed to find something else to do. I needed an outlet. So I figured everybody else is fucking doing it. I'm watching everybody talk. I figured I've had a lot of mental health issues in the past, a lot of experiences that have got me to that place. And I was like, you know what? If I can I miss the guys at the table. And the guys at the table are where I had therapy. You know, like just talking to them, talking about family. And you don't even know you're in like a therapy with them, because they all understand what you're going through and you understand them and they know what you've done and da. So I was like, I started really missing that. I didn't have any outlet. I didn't have anybody to talk to. Or as a group, as a tribe. I felt like I lost my tribe. So it's like, if I start this and I can talk like I'm at the kitchen table with the guys, it'll make me feel better. And in turn, maybe I can fucking help somebody off the ledge. Maybe I can let somebody know that they're not alone in this world in feeling the way they feel. As much of a man as they think they are, tough guy, A lot of guys feel the way you feel. For 30 years, I kept my mouth shut. I never said nothing to nobody. And it manifested in anger, violence, alcohol, just not sleeping, all sorts of shit. And that's just for me to be a full present man, I had to control all that shit. And by talking about it and having this outlet and maybe helping people and letting guys know that you're not alone, bro, that maybe that was helping me do this. So I started that. It was very, very time consuming and very tough to do. And then I didn't feel like it was working out. I don't know. And then I got a job in the local school district as a security officer. And I felt, I got a sense of purpose here. Now I can protect these kids. Something happens, I'm going to put myself in the way of the threat to those kids, all school shootings or whatever. I had no problem being in my head going, I would take a bullet for any one of these kids, because that's my sense of purpose now. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, in a nutshell.
If you guys want to see more of Kenny, just hit us up in the comments and say, we need more Kenny. And we'll have Kenny on the show. Maybe a fill-in. Maybe
he just put the podcast back up. It's on what is it, under Kenny D, right?
The name of it's the Kitchen Table, but I think the handle is at Kenny D59.
Yeah, it's at Kenny D. I looked it up today when you told me.
So it's at Kenny D. I'm still so much to learn. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just
we need more Kenny.
Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate that.
There you go.
It's you guys know how time consuming it is to do this stuff, man.
That's why we're down to 1 day a week instead of 2. We were losing our cookies. Yeah.
And then I'd put up like an interview or something. I'd be like, "Oh, this is gonna be the best," and like 5 people watch it. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, what am I doing?
It takes time to get It takes time to get traction, but you did have you had the guys live in front of you, right? You were doing it together.
Yes,
Kevin and I started that, but it was tough to do.
You
know what I mean? It's even more tough to do that way.
Yeah.
Guys got time, they got families, they got jobs, whatever. It's really, really tough. I just felt like if I sat with them, I'd have a better rapport. Like I can drag out, like the Kitchen Table was about mental health through all my experiences. So if I could sit with a guy and I can maybe get more out of him than through like the screen or whatever. So I was like, it was really hard to get with Guy, but this is so convenient doing it this way, you know?
Now you become part of the Getting Salty family, Kenny. We'll use you.
I appreciate it, man. This was a lot of fun. I'm really
I enjoyed
really humble.
We started doing it like that, and then COVID kind of put the kibosh on that, and then we started doing the Brady Bunch, like you see. I mean, that's how it turned out. So that kind of helped. And then I love it. You know, it was like you said, 5 people watched it, but because COVID happened, like it was perfect timing for us because now everybody was home, and it was just the start of it, and we started getting traction like right away. You know, which you know we didn't really think was gonna not like that anyway.
Now people come just to see Gonzo. So
funny you say that, man. I've received 2 calls this week from a couple people wanting information because they saw me on the show for the department. I was like,
so it's working out for you.
I was like, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but less attention to me. No, not that. They don't know that.
Are they hiring you for something? That's all we want.
No,
they got cash.
Cash.
You guys are a little shot old.
Spend it.
Cash.
You know what we got to do though, bro.
Yeah,
you know what time it is?
Is it that time?
What time is it?
I believe it is. I think
it's time for the old school tip.
It's time for the kitchen table old school tip of the day.
There you go.
I got the floor.
Got it, Kenny.
Floor, screen, whatever you want to call it.
So my old school tip of the day is for new guys coming on the job. Job is full of tradition. This job is rich in tradition. We've done things pretty much the same way for a very long time. The reason being because it fucking works. Yes, times are changing and fires are acting different. And, you know, the materials in fires are changing. But for the most part, the fundamentals of the job stay the same. Fucking direct interior attack to the fucking fire. Aggressive interior attack. Horizontal ventilation and fucking vertical ventilation. You all fucking do that stuff. You meet in the middle, the fire goes out. Right? That's how we taught. That's how it is. Keep that tradition up. Don't try to overthink things. Fucking just don't try and be like one of them guys like, you know, I'm going to invent the fucking, I'm going to invent the nozzle that fucking opens and closes with the sense of the heat. You know, I wouldn't even have to touch it. It'll do its own thing. Bro, open a nozzle, make a fucking push, and just keep fucking going. And that being said, a lot of the new guys coming on the job, I mean, I don't know now, I'm gone 3 years, but the job, you're not an individual anymore. This job is a change of lifestyle. Whether you're married and have kids, you are going to have to change how you do things in your life. Yes, your wife and your children will come first. And everybody on the job, if something happens to them, will fucking help you out. But the job isn't and should not adapt to you. You need to adapt to the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep those traditions. We shouldn't have to work around you as collectively to dance around what your little needs are. The needs of the few never outweigh the needs of the many on this job. And that's what I have to say. So, you know, that's really
wow. You pulled a Mr. Spock on us, bro. In Star Trek.
That was a Star Trek?
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
The needs of the few never outweigh the needs
of the
many.
Luke. Yes. Come on. Oh, you got that thing going on, right? Come on.
Oh, that's this.
Like Mork and Mindy. Nano.
I got something similar to that. You ready?
If
one guy thinks 5 guys are an asshole, but 5 guys think that the one guy's an asshole, guess who's right? Probably the 5 guys. That's what I'm saying, bro. So if you want to see more Kenny, I want to see more. Oh, say hi.
Chief Mo
saying hello.
Oh, Mo, what's up, Mo? This guy was shorter than me. Thank you.
Is he shorter than me?
Guy. I don't know how tall you are. You didn't divulge that information, bro.
5, 6.5.
You know, 5. If it's warm out in the summertime, I'm like 5'5".
You saw Darren in there, right, Roof?
Yeah, Darren came back.
Darren's back. He's got an infection in his leg, I think.
Oh, he does? Oh, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to cut his big toe off. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Right. No, stop it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Nice
guys.
to see Darren in there. Godspeed. Get healthy there, Darren.
For sure.
Ruffy, any shout outs, buddy?
I got nothing.
Nothing. Gonzo.
We got Bobby Austin next week.
Bobby Austin next week.
Sorry, go ahead. So Procaccini wanted to know if you knew Jay Messenger.
Yes, I work with Jay Messenger. I actually saw him recently. I'm still friends with Jay. Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
And one last one, really quick. You guys should be hitting us up with the super chat. But anyway, Kenny wanted to know about the preference of rigs, Seagrave or the KME.
Ooh, you know what? I got used to the Seagrave, but when the KME came around, we had a couple problems with it in the beginning, like minor shit. But like after a while, I was like, I drove more with the KME than I did with the Seagrave. So I'm gonna say KME.
All right. Good choice. There you go. Yeah. Kenny, thanks for coming on today, bro.
Man, thank you guys so much for having me.
We're gonna have you back on.
Anytime you fucking want me on, you just let me know. I appreciate it.
He's going to be filling in for a couple of people.
Hit me up.
Maybe a guy who likes to go hunting now and again. I don't know. So Kenny, it'll be me, you, and Gonzo.
All right.
Oh, wait.
This guy, right?
This guy. I see his eyes lighting up. Like, oh, right, Kenny's funny guy. Did we have him in? Yes, we do have Bobby Austin, 111 guy. He'll be on next week.
Have you spoke to him recently?
Yeah, he sent me some pictures. I just spoke to him. I'll reach out to him again. And that's all I got. Keep on watching. We got some good things. Oh, Gonzo, you keep bringing that up, and I keep forgetting. Lancaster County, me and Ruffy will be out at the Harrisburg Fire Expo on May 16th and May 17th. Ruffy will be pulling more of the weight because I'll just be getting my new knee going right after that.
No more stepping
right before that, actually. Right before that. So he'll be doing the heavy lifting. I'll be sitting there with my leg up, signing helmets because that's what I do.
He'll have his pen ready. Good God, help me.
I have my pen and my crutches ready. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Had a great time.
Am I able to shout out a couple of
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'd like to shout out three charities. I'd like to really quick
do it.
The first charity is the Live Like Chris Foundation, livelikechris.org. Christopher Tucci is my wife's cousin. He was 27 years old, and he died suddenly of an undiagnosed heart condition.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really, really tough on the family. As you could tell, I'm a little emotional. Really, really tough on us. And Chris is one of the reasons why I started this. Because Chris lived every single day like it was, he was like, the key to life is to never give up. Mm-hmm. So they started a foundation for him and in his name. And it's just grants for people who need it or whatever. So that's the livelikechris.org, Live Like Chris Foundation. That's number one. And that's very, very close to me and my family's heart. Number two is Tomahawk Charitable Solutions.org. Tomahawk Charitable Solutions is the charity company of Tomahawk Strategic Solutions, which is a company owned and operated by Tier 1 Special Forces fucking veterans that teach law enforcement and security how to deal with incident responses, active shooters, all sorts of stuff. I used to work for them. I was a role player for those guys, and those guys have done things that the people in this country will never ever know. So they started an organization called Tomahawk Charitable Solutions.org, and they help 100% of that money goes to veterans and first responders in need. So check those guys out. And number three, another one who my buddy Damian Echeverrieta, whose father died line of duty that I was telling you about earlier, he's on the board of the Friends of Firefighters.org. And I know you guys had Nancy Carbone on a long time ago, and they have done so much great work for mental health for firemen in the city of New York, and they are in need of donations. So please, any one of those three donation charities, if you can just donate, check it out, whatever, please do it. And
we're having a show from her firehouse soon, bro.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, on mental health. So you'd be welcome to join us if you want.
When is that? Let me know.
I don't have a date yet. I have to call her back, but it's going to be sometime fairly soon.
I'll touch base with it. Kenny, so let me make sure I got it. livelikechris.org, tomahawkcharitableSolutions.com. .org.
.org.
And Friends of Firefighters, obviously.
Friends of Firefighters, yes.
Yep.
All right, I'll
All
put
right.
it up on the descriptions.
Get into your wallet, you cheap bastards. Donate something. Couple of bucks. Don't take much.
Couple of shekels. Let's go.
Couple of shekels, Gons. You know what to do it.
Let's go.
I'll do you reaching for the gun. All right.
No,
All right, guys. We'll see you. Oh, it's empty. We'll see you.
No, it's full.
Oh, is it? You just don't want to clean up the mess.
No,
All right.
it's a mess.
Yeah. Until next Thursday, you know what I'm going to say. Stay low and go.
Kenny, thanks a lot, brother. We'll
Gentlemen.
see you at the big one, everybody.
All right, guys. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Oh,
Make good decisions this weekend. All
Make
right,
good
remember,
decisions.
make good decisions, and we're rolling heavy in South Florida.
Remember, it must be true if you heard it at the kitchen table.
Oh, bingo! Bam. Thank you,
All
Kenny.
right, guys.
Hang
night,
on.
everyone.
We'll see you in the after show.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Good night.